Nation, no matter the location, from OAK, LA to LV, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and today's Raiders mock draft is presented by Panda Supps. I want everyone out there to go to pandasupps.com and use code Raider Nation to save 40% off on the best workout supplements you'd ever get. If you're a big fan of protein, I use this protein literally every single day. It's in the comments, it's in the description, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to make this mock draft here. So let's now look at the Raiders draft picks in 2021. You got that 17th overall pick in round 1, pick from number 48. The new pick from Rodney Hudson is the 79th overall from the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, also in the 5th round, we picked up 162, 167, and the NFL was nice enough to give us back our 6th round pick, number 200 overall, and we traded away, obviously, the 7th rounder. So what you're going to see on today's show is me going through literally every single pick that I just showed you, and then telling you who I'm going to end up picking, right? But I also based it off the Raiders' draft needs, and I tried to rank them. So I have offensive tackle as the biggest need. Then it's free safety, cornerback, edge rusher, defensive tackle. If the Raiders go out and sign somebody while, I don't know, I'm making this video, it might change up a little bit, but I am very confident that offensive tackle is still going to be the number one need here for the Las Vegas Raiders. So what I want you guys to do is hit that big red button that says subscribe. 77K. I used to think that was a good number. Trent Brown absolutely ruined that for me. But now I'm going to make you guys a deal here. If we can get to 77,000 subs, I'm going to make another Raiders mock draft. I've been really wanting to do one with trades, so if you guys want me to do one with trades, go down in the comments and type trades. But once we hit 77,000 subscribers, I'm going to make another Raiders mock draft. All right, Raider Nation, let's get into this Las Vegas Raiders mock. We're starting in round 1. We're working our way all the way down to round 6. And as a reminder, this is a simulation. All I did was do the Raiders picks. So at number 1, Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, no surprise there. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Penei Sewell. But some of y'all are like, wait a minute, Mitch. The San Francisco 49ers are at 3. If you live under a rock, then yeah, yes, they are at number 3. This is the trade that ended up happening. It's not exactly a three-way trade, but I wanted to be able to show you all what exactly it looked like. So the 49ers, they jumped all the way up to number 3 with the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins were there sitting there at 12. They traded up with the Philadelphia Eagles. Basically, what I wanted to be able to show you all is this. Here are the picks that they get. Here's where they're sitting right now. So as again, it is 49ers at 3. Dolphins 6, and then the Philadelphia Eagles at number 12. So who did the Miami Dolphins get with pick 6? Wide receiver Devonta Smith. Then Jalen Waddle went off the board. J.C. Horn, I like him a lot out of South Carolina. That's pretty high to me, right? At number 9, Patrick Surtain. Kyle Pitts then went to the Dallas Cowboys. Pretty interesting move there. Jamar Chase, love him, but I don't think this makes a lot of sense for the Giants. And then Justin Fields all the way down to number 12. I wonder what Jalen Hurts has to say about that. So then 13, 14, 15, 16, Najee Harris, kind of a head-scratcher for me as well. And then that means the Las Vegas Raiders, you are on the clock. So who do y'all think the Raiders are going to go out and get? I want you to throw it in the comments section. When I really thought about it, I was, okay, I looked at the draft board, and I was like, there's 10 players in my mind where these are the top 10 guys that I believe are on John Gruden and Mike Mayock's big board. First guy I'm going to talk about here is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, just a dynamic linebacker out of Notre Dame. Christian Barmore, the number 1 DT, especially in this year's draft. Gregory Rousseau, an absolute incredible edge rusher. Elijah Vera Tucker, a very versatile offensive lineman, could also play some guard, maybe some tackle. Samuel Cosme played left tackle. He also played some right tackle at Texas. What about Christian Darrisaw? Love him, but he's more of a left tackle. Would that be a good fit with somebody like Colton Miller? Tevin Jenkins, look out for this guy. He's a solid right tackle. Merrick out of TCU. I also really like Richie Grant a lot, but I didn't put him in here. Zaven Collins, an incredible athlete. And then Joseph Asai, really built more for a 3-4 front, but do think could be somebody a lot like Melvin Ingram. So what do y'all think here? Who would you pick at 17? You're on the clock. You just saw how the mock draft kind of simulated, and you're sitting there like, okay, who do you guys think is going to be the pick? What I also did in this mock is not just based on 100% what I wanted. I also tried to think about what the Raiders were actually going to do. At pick number 17, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to take right tackle out of Oklahoma State, Tevin Jenkins. Now, when I'm really going through and looking for what the Raiders want, they want a big, nasty dude on that right side of the offensive line. It's why they moved on from Trent Brown, and that's exactly what Jenkins is. They've already had a virtual meeting with this dude. He reminds me a lot of Colton Miller, and what do I mean by that? you need to be patient with Jenkins because he's not going to come out, I think, in year one as a rookie and tear people up. Colton Miller, he was not very good as a rookie. Now we're sitting here and we're like, wow, he's probably one of the better offensive tackles in the league. Tevin Jenkins is exactly that. And for this football team, they still are going to want to be able to run the football. And Jenkins gives you that ability to be able to do that. 6'6", 320 pounds from Topeka, Kansas. Shout out to Topeka. In his career, 27 games played, 4 sacks allowed, 18 pressures, and only 8 quarterback hits. Those are some pretty elite numbers. So let's say the Raiders do this, right? Let's say the Raiders, they go out, they get Jenkins. This is what I believe that the offensive line would look like. Jenkins is going to be no doubt your starter from day one. This also then gives you the ability to bump Denzel Good to right guard and gives you just a little bit extra depth with John Simpson, Andre James, Richie Incognito, and Colton Miller. So you guys are watching this Las Vegas Raiders mock draft. We're going to be continuing to roll on through all these picks here. And as a reminder, if you don't like what you're seeing, you can always yell at me. It's why I do this show. But I mentioned it a little bit earlier. If you guys want me to do a Raiders mock draft with some trades, I want you to go down in the comments and spam trade. It's the easiest way for me to be able to show my bosses, hey, you see this right here? Like, this is what they want. And that's what I want to be able to give it to them. Giggity. So, seriously, go down in the comments and type trade. Pick number 48 here in round 2. I got him going with Greg Newsom II. I believe that he's going to be the 4th cornerback taken in the draft. When I see the news about Caleb Farley, I actually think that this could drop some of these cornerbacks' draft grades a little bit down. I think he's a clear upgrade over Damon Arnett. And for everyone out there that's like, oh, I want Richard Sherman. If you go out and sign Richard Sherman, I actually still would be okay going out and getting Greg Newsom, who actually reminds me a lot of Sherman when he first came out. Long and lanky cornerback. That's exactly what Newsom is. At 6'1", 180 pounds. Also, Mike Mayock, big fan of him. He went to Northwestern's Pro Day to look at 2 dudes. Rashawn Slater, Greg Newsom. To me, he's got to be at least a little bit interested, and I definitely am too. I mean, 2020, a little bit of a weird year. 1 pick, 9 pass breakups, 12 tackles. Keep an eye on that guy. Also, keep an eye on this stuff. I'm telling you what, this stuff's flying off the shelves. Shout out to Panda Sups, pandasups.com, code Raider Nation. The man that owns this company, his name is Merbad. Shout out to my dude. Big-time Raider fan. He was like, Mitch, I want to hook up you and Raider Nation, so we're giving you this special deal. 40% off. That's wild to me. It's the best tasting protein I've ever had. I've said that multiple times in the show. I've even swear to my grandfather's life, like, this fuel stuff right here with this fruity cereal, it tastes like the milk on the bottom after you get done eating Fruity Pebbles. It's wild to me. And with the deal we got going on, usually $49.99, nah, Billy Mays here. You cut it down, 40% off. It's only $29.99. So high quality stuff. 30 grams of protein per scoop, only 140 calories, 1 gram of sugar. Like, this stuff is wild. Plus, it really is good at curving your appetite. I don't know about you. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm watching some television, and I get that hunger. You take a scoop of this, you drink it down, and then you're rocking and rolling. One more time for all y'all that maybe aren't looking at the screen, it's pandasups.com, code Raider Nation to save 40%. Let's now get into the 3rd round here of our Raiders mock draft, and one more reminder that this is the pick from the Rodney Hudson trade. I'm going to go Jamin Davis, under-the-radar freak athlete climbing up boards, and he's starting to really find his way into a lot of Raiders mock draft after Mel Kiper Jr. mocked him go in the 1st round at pick number 17. Now, I'm not trying to throw shade at the Raiders, but, I mean, we've seen them, reach on a certain player that they like. I like Davis a lot. He is a fun player, and if you're going to go out and get him, I have no problem getting him in round 3. Round 1, on the other hand, that's a different story. But at 6'4", 234 pounds, dude can absolutely fly around the football field, sideline to sideline speed. Really only has 1 year playing. And that 1 year he played at Kentucky, he was the best football player on that defensive side. 102 tackles last year. I got Jamin Davis at pick number 79. Let's now go to the other pick here in round 3, back-to-back picks. Man, when was the last time the Raiders had back-to-back 3rd-round picks? Am I right? Ball hawking safety, 13 interceptions in 24 games. He had 7 interceptions as a freshman. I absolutely love Andre Cisco here. He's probably my 5th-rated safety in this year's draft. Obviously, when I showed you guys the biggest draft needs a little bit earlier on, free safety was up there. I wanted to be able to go get Merrick, but he was gone. Richie Grant was also gone at pick 48. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start trying to based on who do I think can play a true cover 3. That's what I think Cisco is going to be able to do here. Now, 6 foot, 209 pound. They also, at Syracuse, used him in a lot of different areas. But in 24 games, 94 tackles, 14 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles, and a touchdown. When I really think about Cisco, though, he does scare me a little bit. And I think if you're going to go out and do this, you still also have to sign somebody in free agency, which is something that I think the Raiders are ultimately going to do. So what do you guys think about this? I want you to name a sleeper prospect that you think the Las Vegas Raiders could go out and draft. Throw it down in the comments section. I'm curious what y'all have to say about this one, but I want you to name a sleeper prospect that you think that the Raiders could go out and draft. All right, let's go to pick number 121 in round 4. I got Shaka Toney. He could be a solid situational pass rusher. The Raiders have been looking for somebody to fill a Benson Mayock type of role, and I know I've said that multiple times on this show. That's what you can get here in Toney. He ran a 4.56 40-yard dash at his pro day. Obviously, some pro day numbers are hearsay, but I do know this. He is a very good athlete, and in the 4th round, he could give us the type of production that if you make him go, 30% of the snaps, and he can really just get after the ball carrier or really get after the quarterback, that's what you're going to see. And the fact that the Raiders had a virtual meeting with Toney, obviously there's some interest there. So I had Shaka Toney going to my Raiders mock draft in the 4th round, pick 121. 5th round time is actually a pretty familiar face on the Raiders report. I've talked about Marvin Wilson being way, way higher, and the first time I did this, I had him going in round 3. His draft stock, though, continues to go down and down. I understand that he played all 4 years at Florida State. Wilson, though, definitely has the solid upside to be a great defensive tackle, above average at creating pressure, but needs to improve as a run defender. Now, what kind of tape are you going to get? Are you going to get the 2019 version of Marvin Wilson? If you do, honestly, man, it's probably a top 50 pick. If you get the version that we had last season, well, that's why he's probably going to go in round 5. Let's now go to round 5, pick 167. I got another safety here going off the board, Joshua Bledsoe. He's versatile, and when you really start to get back into these later rounds, I want players that are versatile. So he can play in the slot. Obviously, the whole LaMarcus Joyner experiment did not work well. I want the Raiders to go out and sign a slot cornerback. I also have a lot of confidence in Amik Robertson. But Joshua Bledsoe also gives you the ability to go out and use him in special teams. 41 tackles last year, a pick, 6 pass breakups from Houston, Texas, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Give me some Joshua Bledsoe. I like that dude a lot. The last pick here, Anthony Schwartz, and maybe you didn't see me talk about it because that's how fast this guy is. Apparently, he ran a 4.2640 at Auburn's pro day. However, I talk to Tom Downey all the time, and I'm like, Tom, when you see these 40 times from pro days, he's normally like, don't take too much into account. He did say this, though. Anthony Schwartz might be the fastest guy in this year's draft class. 6 foot, 180 pounds. We know that the Raiders really want to continue to stretch the football field, and that's what you can do here with Schwartz. You can also use him at special teams. He reminds me a lot, and you guys are going to laugh at this name, of Jacoby Ford, and a speed demon who the Raiders tried to put around all over the football field. I don't want to hear a Tyreek Hill comparison because that ain't it at all. This guy is a speed demon who can just stretch the field. So what do you guys think about my mock draft? Be honest with me. I mean, that's why I do these videos. I don't do these videos just to talk to myself. If I wanted to talk to myself, I wouldn't do it on camera. I can promise you that. So what I want you to do, be honest with me. Grade this Raiders mock draft, A, B, C, D, or F. All right, if you made it this far in the video, just know that I appreciate you, and I will obviously go through all my DMs that I get. But instead of just asking me a question, I'm going to challenge you. I want you to do your own Raiders mock draft. You do your own Raiders mock draft. Send me a screenshot of it, and I'm going to give you my grade. I appreciate you guys watching the show, so that's all I ask you to do. Send me your own mock draft at Mitchell Renz 365.